Bobby Kotick is here as well. He's the CEO of Activision Blizzard, and he's a longtime visitor to Omaha for the Berkshire meeting. He's been coming lots and lots and lots of years. When's the first time you were here, Bobby?
Early 1990s.
Oh, wow. And why did you come in the beginning?
Well, was very fortunate. I had the chance to meet Warren in the 1980s because my college roommate their family sold Hochul Cohen's to Berkshire. And I knew the Gottesmans and had the chance to meet him. And it's one of the great privileges of my life is that relationship that I have with Charlie and with Warren.
And last year, you were here at the annual meeting, and you had to leave a little early. I think there was a birthday party you were getting back for. Is this what happened?
I left around this time.
Yeah.
And then our friend Patty Sellers phoned me and said, "Are you still here?" And I said, "No, I'm on my way to the airport." And she said, Warren just announced he owns, I think, 9% of your company, which was a big surprise to me. And but, one of the great votes of confidence that you could ever get.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that after knowing him for so long?
Like I said, I don't think there's anything, when I think about my business career, that announcement was one of the pinnacles of my business experience, to know that Warren and Charlie had so much faith and confidence in the company.
Yeah. One of the things he said at the time was partially it was because he was doing a little bit of arbitrage. There was a deal from Microsoft. The stock was trading under the deal price. And he said, look, he was just looking at it and liked that. They did announce in the last quarterly result that they had sold some of the stock. I don't know if you've had any conversations with him, what you think about it, or what else is going on up there.
I've never had one conversation with him about it. I'm grateful if they own 10 shares or they own 9%.
It's a lot more than 10 shares that they own. I think with their last, it was 6.7% stake that they own in the company. So that's a big stake.
Oh, they're probably
I think they may be your biggest shareholder.
Largest shareholder.
Yeah, I think they probably are too. We talked with you a week ago after the UK regulator basically said they didn't agree with the deal with Microsoft. Do you have any updates? I know that you and Microsoft are both appealing this. You guys are going to fight this out. Any update on what you can tell us on that front?
Well, we've had a chance to read what the CMA had to say. And, there are a number of different bases for appeal. There's a technical basis that is irrationality. And this one is in the clearly irrational. But, we'll appeal. And I think it's a very nonsensical decision. And we'll see what happens.
The appeal process is kind of convoluted. It's not like other places, and that's why there's been so much writing on this, because in this case, the CMA is who you appeal to basically say, hey, this is illogical, this is irrational. Can you give me another decision? Is that how it works, or is there a different way to go through it?
I don't know all the technicalities, but there are process issues, there are procedural issues, there's the purely irrational. But I think then, yes, it would go back to the CMA, and then presumably they would probably accept the remedies that it seemed like they had already accepted.
In a situation like this, you obviously have to run the business as it is right now, as you still hope to anticipate that you'll be part of a bigger company. How do you sort of walk that line to a degree? I mean, what are the prospects of the business right now as an independent company? Are they different from if you're inside of Microsoft?
Well, we had in the first quarter record performance. All of our franchises are doing incredibly well. The business is moving along at a really fabulous pace. Our people are really excited. They're really motivated. They see all the prospects and opportunities. And I think it's one of the nice things about this transaction. We're hopeful that we can complete it. But if it doesn't get completed, by the end of the year, we'll be sitting on probably something like $17 or $18 billion of cash.
Including the $3 billion breakup fee?
Including the breakup fee, if that were to happen. And I think, we're in the enviable position of, I was thinking about being here and what we have. So, like Call of Duty is Coca-Cola, and Candy Crush is American Express. And we were toying with what Geico is, and I think it's probably the closest to Warcraft. But, so... all you need are three things like that have the ability to generate high returns on invested capital over long periods of time.
Is it safe to say you are thinking about what you would do on either pathway at this point, making sure that you've got a plan no matter what happens?
Well, remember, we've been owned before. So we had a control shareholder, and we're operating the business today fully independently, making all the thoughtful decisions. The only thing that we can't really do would be to allocate the bit. We're sitting on roughly $13 billion of cash today. So that's the only thing that we really can't do. But other than that, we're running the business the way we ordinarily would.
You're saying you can't, find new strategic uses for that cash while the deal is pending?
We can't, but we're also earning 5% on our cash balances. So
that's changed.
We didn't get the 5.9. I wish we had gotten to that, but it was a moment in time.
Warren said, they loaded up on T-bills at 5.9, yeah. Right.
But we're still in the 5, which is, just think 18 months ago, we were in the 0.
Right. Yeah.
So...
even if you get past the CMA in the UK, the FTC has been pretty tough on this too, and Lena Khan has made some pretty tough statements even in the last week or so. Continues to say that there needs to be more regulation of companies and that they're going to be taking a very hard line at this. And I just wonder what you think that means broadly for mergers and acquisitions and for competition in the United States.
I don't think it's great for America to have the government preventing you from what are sensible business combinations. I mean, I look at Grail as a great example. This is an extraordinary company with incredible technology that actually can help prevent cancer.
The Illumina
and,
deal that they tried to put back in?
And so I think what we want to try and avoid our government doing is preventing things that are going to create opportunity for innovation and growth, and especially for American companies and American workers who now have to compete on a global scale in a way that we never have before. And so I just hope that, I think some rational thinking will start to come into government when it comes to protecting American consumers, American workers, and American businesses.
Bobby, I want to thank you for being with us today. It's always a pleasure, and we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.